Hello and welcome to Let's Play Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse on the Sega Game Gear. Copyright 1933 Disney, 1933 Sega. One evening Mickey fell asleep while reading a book of fairy tales. When he woke up, he was no longer in his home but in a strange and gloomy village. Gosh, it sure seems creepy around here. An evil phantom has stolen the magic crystals that protected everyone in the village. With the crystal gone, the good magic in this valley has disappeared. In its place, bad magic has changed everything. Now, rather than being a place of happiness, the valley is full of gloom. Can you help us? Did you say phantom? Yes, an evil phantom who lives in a castle in the clouds. A good princess in the North Mountains can tell you the best way to get there. Well, I'll do my best. And here's the title screen. It's pretty much the same game as the Master System version, although the controls are a bit different. Instead, to do the attack, you now press jump twice, button 2 twice, rather than button 2 then button 1. Even though it makes more sense on the Game Gear version, it's a bit difficult for me to get used to because I'm very accustomed to the Master System version. I've only first played this version 6 years ago, when I first got a Game Gear 6 years ago. First played the Master System version when it came out, really. Yeah, so that's about it really, and the levels are slightly different. I'll tell you when they are. Right. Yeah. Now you press the start button to view your score, whereas on the Master System version you press button 1, and now on this version, either button 2 or button 1 will enter the stage. So let's do forest. Like the Master System version, I'll be racing through this level as quickly as possible so I can get a big score, and then coming back when I get the power star and getting all the stuff then. So I'll be using the shortcut, the cheat shortcut. Well, it's not really a cheat, but it's there. There we go. Thought I might not make that then. Feed the old vegetarian snake and slide down the slope. There we go. Yeah, they've removed the naught from these scores so that every time you kill an enemy it's 1 point instead of 10 points. But it's effectively the same thing. And also there's no stars, there's circles instead, presumably because the screen is smaller. You know, onto lake stage. At this stage, you can now, from the start, go. You can now jump up there. On the Master System version, you couldn't go back. It was too high up when you're in the water. Well, on this version of lake stage, anyway. But now you can. And also, I believe on the Master System version, you couldn't kill these like that. If you did that on the Master System version, you'd get hurt. But now you can kill them. The chest is still down there. Whoops. The chest is still down there, but we'll be leaving that again. That still turns into a life the next time you do lake stage. So we'll be leaving that, but it only turns into a life if you don't get the little bit of cake that's in there now. If you don't get it, it'll become alive next time, but if you do get it, there's no chest next time. Same strategy for this thing. Hold on to the... I mean, you can do whatever way you like, but I always find this is the quickest, slightly the quickest way. Grab onto the second one, and then and quickly get some air, then go on the third one, and then you should have just enough time to reach all the way to the end. Like that. That was close. You could just hear the wind starting, well, the current starting. Still that chest there. You have to get it then because it's covered by water next time, and you won't be able to get it. This bit's a lot bigger. There we go. So there's not more room to get the green thing with the key, and then exit, and then on to Blacksmith's castle stage. So even though the lake is now full, you can see that it's full. If you do the stage again, it's still the lake stage that we just did. It only fills up with water properly after you do Blacksmith's castle. Right. This bit's slightly harder because there's less room to escape the flames. If you notice, only just made that. Up here. Now this is the chest you want to hold on to get the life, the mouse ears. So yeah, that's a bit different. There we go. Hate that bit. I'm always worried I won't get that life. So there we go. And this, but you get less time to get the chest, the two chests here. So be quick about it. There we go. And then quickly this one, and then go in the door. Two chests here now, both with small coins. I always wonder why that one looks melted when it never goes in the lava. Because, this one goes in the lava, so that one, it makes sense that one's melted a bit. I don't know. Another one there that's always there. Get the matchstick maker, matchstick man. Yeah, the star is over here now, but there is still a mouse ears there, though, in pretty much logically the equivalent place. Whoops. Get the spring up here. Get the matchstick man. Careful here. Be very careful there, because they're very unpredictable like that. I mean, there's no way out of that. It's just luck. Very unpredictable, those. See, very unpredictable. Done it again. Doesn't really matter. It's very unpredictable, the flame. Sometimes you can make it through without getting hurt. So other times it's just very difficult. I was very unlucky there, I must say. This thing is easier because come on, there we go. Because well, it's not really easier, but there are fewer blocks. It's easier to get rid of all the blocks there before Horace comes down. Yeah. The bad magic had me trapped in my own castle. Thanks for setting me free. Your path lies through a tiny cavern up ahead, but in order to enter it you have to shrink in size. There's a shrinking potion in the castle ruins. Now that the fire in my castle has weakened, the water in the lake has risen. Which doesn't make any sense. I still don't understand that. Why would it rise because the fire's gone out? Surely it should... Now you put the fire out, the water... Oh, I don't understand. You should be able to find a passage to the ruins from the lake. Please accept this magic... Look at Mickey, he's all excited. Please accept this magic flute, use it, and it will take you back to any place you have travelled before. Yeah, so when you if you've done the stage before and you press pause, you can now exit the stage immediately without either exiting the level properly or going back to the start. You can't go back into the Blacksmith's castle because you just end up talking to Horace Horsecollar again, so you only get one chance of that. So now we do Lake Stage Part 2. I'm still a bit annoyed about that, those flames. It was pretty unlucky. I was pretty unlucky there because it meant I didn't get the cake, the points for the cake. Yeah, this is a life now. That little pink fish is there. Oh dear. I'm gonna go back to the start. Might as well. There we go. Yeah, that little pink fish. Start that again. Because all our health comes back. Yeah, I was a bit unlucky with the flames there. I mean, that little flame, the second one appeared, and then I didn't have enough room to jump off, so I fell in the lava. But it's just luck, really. Sometimes you'll be lucky and the flames just won't appear, and you can just make it all the way through without getting hurt. Other times, you know, like I was then, I was just unlucky. It's just pure luck. Another chest down here. One of those annoying little pink fish that chase you around. I better go in the water now, otherwise the pink fish will chase me. Get some air. And then go over to get the power star, which is in exactly the same location. There we go. Alright, now let's go. We just have one more errand to do. Get the life, which is now in where the key was before. And then we can exit the stage. You have to exit by the middle the middle exit. If you exit by the via the old exit, you won't open up the path to Castle Ruins, and you have to do this again. You have to exit by the middle exit to open up the path to Castle Ruins. Because like, where am I? No, off we go to Castle Ruins stage. This is slightly different, so I'll show you when. You can't ever kill the ghost. Don't ever try. I just do that just for the fun of it. It's best just to jump over and kill the pumpkin. Get that. Okay, this bit's a bit different. I'll put that there, I'll explain why. The chest is now not behind the candle. They sort of got rid of that because they obviously thought it was stupid and difficult to find. There are now two chests up there. There's another one. Both with coins in it. And there's two there because... Wait a minute. There were two there because the one that was over here in the Master version isn't there. Yeah, there's one right there. Which isn't there now. Yeah, we'll get the star later when we have the rope. Get this. There we go. And drop down. I like doing that before the cake drops. This bit now. If you remember on the Master version, there was a little glitch. If you if you throw these. If you throw these and then they go out of the screen before they've stopped moving, they disappear. That's no longer the case. I think because, if you remember in my Sonic the Hedgehog 1 playthrough, I explained that the Game Gear screen is actually a lot bigger than what you can see on the Game Gear. Because the screen goes for a lot longer, and you can actually, there's an option in Fusion Emulator, which is what I'm using, to get rid of the border, and you can see the rest of the screen that you're not supposed to see. So I think because of that, because the screen doesn't really end on the border, that's why the blocks don't disappear. Although I'm pretty sure, I've never really tried getting the making them go out of the screen proper. Yeah, to get that chest, you don't have enough time now because the screen is very small. The only way to get that is with the key. I mean, you can still. When I've done it like with this without the key, I've just managed to. I break the chest, but then the contents, the big cake, the gatto, goes out of the screen, and then when I press the button again, it's disappeared. So if you want the contents of the chest, you have to use the key, which is sometimes tricky because there's not enough time sometimes to. I can sometimes do it, but often I get the gatto and then the keys disappeared because it's gone out of the screen. But that doesn't really matter if it does, because the clock always resets itself for the boss anyway. So even if you go down to 100 seconds and have to go back and get the key, if you lose the key, you always get 200 seconds for the boss anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Let's pick that up. Now I'm going to try it here. just going to give myself as much room, as much time as possible, like that, and then quickly go for it if I can. I might make it. Here we go. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Yeah, the key's disappeared now. If you notice it disappeared, the screen started moving backwards. That's because the key disappeared off the screen proper. Because the Game Gear screen lasts is a lot bigger than what the border shows you. Obviously, in this playthrough, I always make my screen capture software it just captures the actual game screen. But what I'm seeing now is the emulator proper, with the Game Gear border for Fusion. If you've ever tried Fusion emulator with a Game Gear game, there's an option in the configuration menu to get rid of the border and show the full proper screen, which you're not supposed to see. But I don't have that, because usually in games, especially Sonic 1 and 2, it just looks glitched because you're not supposed to see it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter about losing time, because for the boss, the clock is always reset to 200 seconds, so it doesn't matter about losing time. You haven't lost any points. It just takes a bit longer, but it's very rare. But 1 out of 10 times I can get the Gatto and get the key back in time. It's the only way to get the. If you don't have the key, you can't get the Gatto. I've never managed to get it because the screen just isn't big enough. Let's go. Here he is, so now I have 200 seconds again. This bit's slightly trickier, and that's because there's less room to manoeuvre. The flames can actually have a bigger chance of touching you here. Amazing I didn't get hurt then, but yeah, it's actually slightly trickier, believe it or not. It gives me a life for that, because of the points, and I get the shrinking potion. You found the magic potion. While crouching, press button 1 to shrink in size. You return to normal size the same way. So like that. If you ever do this level again, you just go to the boss room, and the door's already there. You can only do the boss once. Or Guardian, as some games call it. Right, tiny cavern. Kill him. The secret passage on the second half of this level is still there, but it's harder to find, and that's because the Game Gear screen is actually smaller. And so, if you're on the Master System version, you could just see the edge of the secret passage, so you know where to line up your jump off the route when you're climbing on the route. But here you can't, so it's quite tricky to find it. But it is there. When I first played this, I actually thought it wasn't there, because it just took me so long to find it, but it is actually there. And it's the easiest way to get the power star, which means we won't be doing the normal way again, which is going into the background of this level. There we go. Ignore the block. There's nothing in the normal way, just a spider. There's no chests or anything, so it's always worth your while taking the secret passage for extra time bonus, and for the chests and the power star that's there. Otherwise you'd have to do the level again to get the power star. So yeah, it is here, but you have to it's a bit higher. I think it's there. It's a bit higher than the one on the Master System version. Just yeah, there we go. Just remember it's a bit higher, and the little secret passage is still there. Just go down for the star, and I missed it. I'll have to go back and get that. I'll go back and get it when I do all the levels again. It's quite tricky to get that. I think I've only managed to get in there if I'm small. I should have been small really, but never mind. There's no points lost. Anyway, flower field. I'll go back and get the star with the rope, or with the secret passage, whatever. Yeah, I'll be doing this level again. Well, I'll be going back after I get the power star, because the power star takes a bit of time up, and I want the time bonus. Pretty annoyed I missed that star there, but I think you have to be. It's pretty difficult to reach to press right when you're in the gap. Yeah, that always happens. We need the butterfly for the to get the power star, so just get that. No, I've missed my chance. Wait for another one to come. Here he is. and then ride him all the way to the end. That's it. And then say a big thank you. No, didn't make it. And then go back to the start. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get my health back anyway. There we go. Now we use the butterfly just to bounce across normally. Let's stay on the top. You can go the bottom way, but then you miss this life. Whoops. That doesn't matter. I'm going to get all my health back anyway. Because the chest in here is just a large coin, so I don't lose any points. On to Toy Workshop then. If you remember on my Master System playthrough, I can't remember if I demonstrated it or not, but you can definitely, you're not supposed to do this, but you can definitely, you can just jump on the button with the barrel and go through the switch on the Master System version, even though you're supposed to do that. Use the barrel to press the switch, but on the Master System version you can just make it through. You cannot do this on this version. I've tried. They obviously knew of that glitch, and they fixed it. But fixed it for this version, even though the barrel is completely useless anyway. Something extra in here now. That little bit of cake. The life is still here like that. There's no cannon down there, just one there, like that. They've now added an annoying little cannon there, so be careful. That sometimes gets me because I forget about it. For some reason pressing on that button, you just have to press on it once, which is just as well really. That's it. This old bit again. It's a dud one. Standing on a jet of water. I can do this. There we go. I never pick them up. Da -da -da. That's the noise that makes. Still a chest there. There's no way down to the back to the piano now. They've changed that, so you can't get stuck there. But there's a chest there now. So yeah. Alright, careful through here if you want the points from the cake. That's it. Little clue really, if you see them slightly out, the boxing gloves, it means they're about to punch. So if you don't see any slight bit of boxing glove, that means you can make it through quite easily. Here we go, and onto the boss. Just as easy. Or hard if you like. Got me again. Off we go. he stops in awkward locations when you least expect it. So just when you go down, just keep attacking, just so you just in case he stops underneath you, like that. Oh, whoops! Oh, he's got me again. Very careful now. Just be very careful now, because I don't want to die. That was very close, but luckily I just attacked at the right time. Right, yeah, here's Goofy. Jump for joy. Gosh, I couldn't get away from my own toys. Thank you for losing me, Mickey. You'll see a cliff up ahead. If you want to climb it, you'll need the rope in the palace ruins. Just to say thanks, I'll shoot off this here toy cannon to destroy the boulders blocking your path. There we go. And I'll just do palace ruins, and then I'll end part 1. Okay, there are no bats here now, so this bit's a bit easier. I'll get the chest the next time I come through for the power star, and I'm gonna have to go back to the start now because I've lost some health. That bit's a bit trickier because the fireballs are difficult to avoid. Yeah. Just duck there, that's it. Don't get rid of that block, because another one of these exploding things will appear, and it'll come down if you get rid of that block. So don't get rid of it. Right. Yeah, the power star's up there. We'll get that next time. The chest is still here, but now it's in an even more awkward location like that. Wait for this thing. There are some annoying bats here, be careful. Like that. And like that. The one from the left doesn't appear anymore. Get the cake. Oh, this bit's annoying. It's completely different. They've completely redesigned it. Oh. Don't get that chest, it's a cake. I'll get that next time. That's alive. Quickly get this. And then don't get that because it's a cake. I should have enough health to do the boss. Alright, go down to do the old boss. You can try to keep the block, but it's very difficult because there's less room. This boss is actually harder because there's less room. But yeah, I managed it then, but there's less room to avoid the falling block and the actual boss himself. Luckily I managed it there because I've had practice at this version a bit, because I found this one a bit slightly trickier. Whoops. That actually helped, actually. Alright, so one more hit and then he's mine. There we go. Quickly. There we go, he's dead. Alright, that's the rope. You found the rope. You can climb walls by simply running towards them and pressing the D button up. Like so. There we go. Right, and that's the end of part 1, I'm afraid. So I'll get all the power stars and do Craggy Cliff in the next part. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.